Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, so today I wanted to teach you guys something super valuable, something that you could use, and something that I get questions about all the time. And I wanted to just create this free training for you to teach you and then give you an opportunity to learn and grow faster, greater, and know all the things that I want to share with you. So today's free training is 5 secrets to get light and airy photos, which have nothing to do with a preset. And the reason why I wanted to call it this is because at the beginning of my business, the beginning of like when I was learning photography, I thought that if I wanted to be a light and airy photographer, which is like the style that I was like drawn to, which that can be a whole nother training, is like how to find your editing style and how to make it part of your brand, but we'll get to that on a different training. But light and airy was the style that I was just like, when I would see it, my heart would pitter patter. I would be like, oh, this is so beautiful. This is so classic. This. And then I would follow that photographer. They would have a preset. I would buy the preset. I would apply it to my images. And I'm like, I'm not getting the same look as they are. Like, why am I not getting that light and airy image, that glow, that softness that these photographers are getting? And I would get so frustrated and I would get just so down on myself. And it was like I was blaming myself because I thought presets were just a filter, that if I just applied this preset to my images, automatically my images would look like theirs. But that is just like so false, so far from the truth. And I feel as though a lot of the reason why some of you guys aren't getting that same effect, that light and airy effect when you apply my preset, is because you aren't doing the 5 things that I'm going to share with you today. And so I'm really, really excited about this training, and I really think it's going to be game changing for you. So if you don't already have your notebook, you should have a Brittany Bruce notebook by now, because I want you to just like put all of the education and information that I'm giving you guys in this one notebook so you can study it, learn it, and apply it. Because here's another thing that I know. If you don't do the things that you learn, you'll never grow. You'll never get better, and you will stay stuck exactly where you are today. You'll stay frustrated, you'll stay annoyed, you'll stay confused because you're not actually applying it, which is the entire reason why I created the BB coaching program, which is a little plug for that. It's $20 a month that, y'all, the girls in there are just amazing already. They have been doing all the assignments and have grown drastically in the 5 days that we've been in it. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that like I want you to learn all the things, but I want you to go outside and do it. Okay, so here we go. My 5 secrets to creating light and airy photos, none of which have to do with the preset. So the very first thing that I need you to write down, that you have to understand, that you have to do to get a light and airy photo, is light. You have to make sure your clients are in good light. And if you really want a light and airy photo, the light that you need to make sure your clients are standing in is open shade. Write this down. Open shade is the one light you need to look for no matter what time of day you're shooting, no matter where you're shooting. And what is open shade? If you're in the one-on-one course, you know this like the back of your hand. Open shade is when your clients are standing in shade, but when they look up, they can see the sky. So it's not under a tree, it's not under a branch, it's not under an overhang. This is shade that your clients are standing in, that the tree casts the shade on the ground, but when your clients look up, they have access to the sky. Why is that super important? When light is in the sky, it acts as a fill light, and it creates the softness that those light and airy photographers love. So I would not recommend shooting in the sun. I would not recommend even shooting with any kind of diffused backlighting at first. If you want to create light and airy photos, the one light you need to shoot in is open shade. That's gonna create the airiness that you're looking for, okay? So make sure that's the very first thing you do is make sure you put your clients in good open shade light, okay? Now, the second thing you need to do to make sure that you are creating this consistent light and airy image is making sure your location is light in color, which means that you're not going to want to shoot next to a forest because that's dark. That's dingy. It's like that dark hole that you don't want in the back of your images. You don't want to shoot next to a red barn. You don't want to shoot next to a brown barn. You don't want to shoot next to a dark, dingy building. You want to try to find a white wall, a simple white wall, or a open field that doesn't have anything behind you for at least 2 miles. That's going to create that light and airy look, okay? That is the second biggest thing you have to do to create light and airy photos. Now, a little trick that I do, if anywhere I'm in like a place that I'm like, is this gonna stay consistent with my light and airy style? Sometimes what I do is I squint my eyes like this and I see if I can find a dark hole. If there's a dark hole when I squint my eyes, I don't want to shoot there. Because for whatever reason, if we're just like looking around, we're like, oh, this looks good. But when we squint our eyes, this is just my little weird trick. When I squint my eyes, I can really like point out the darkness, and I want to make sure I stay away from that. This is why I shoot a lot of times in my driveway, because our driveway is like a mile long and the closest tree line is like a mile down the driveway, which I know I can still create my light and airy images in my driveway. And a +2 location, and this is crucial for light and airy photos, in your location, you better make sure your clients are on a natural reflector. And y'all, this is kind of like piggybacking off of the training that I did last week. So if you haven't watched that training from last week about how lighting and location and how to find the perfect light for your clients, please go back and watch this. It's probably in the videos archive in this group, in the education group. Okay, so we want to make sure our client is in open shade. We want to make sure our client is in a light location, color-wise. Also depth, because if we have depth and the tree line is far away, and we squint, we're not going to see a dark hole till, way down the road, which will help you create that light and airy photo. Okay, and a plus for that is a natural reflector. Okay, which means a natural reflector, I taught this last week, that can be concrete, that can be white gravel, that can be dead, tall, flowy grass, because when the sun hits it, the light disperses and it won't create a green tone in your client's face, right? Okay, that's the second main thing, light and location. The third thing, and the thing that I think gets overlooked quite often in light and airy world, is your lens. Your lens that you put on your camera will either make you or break you. And that's why I always say, get you a full frame camera and get you a 50mm 1.8 lens. So the lenses that we want to make sure that we're shooting with, if you want to create light and airy, soft and glowy images, are prime lenses. Why is that, Brittany? Why can't I just use my kit lens or my 70-200 or anything like that? When you have a prime lens, number one, they're overall better quality, better glass, better clarity, better color. But when you have a prime lens, your aperture can start at 1.2 if you're Canon, 1.4 if you're Nikon, which means the softness of your images are going to happen at that lower aperture, which if you have a zoom lens, that aperture number only goes down to 2.8, which is still going to give you some bokeh. It's going to give you, you know, that creamy, dreamy background at 2.8. But light and airy photographers, their secret to getting those consistent light and airy images is they're shooting at 2.0. They're shooting at 1.8. They're shooting as low as they possibly can, because if you can create that creamy, dreamy background, and even the light, when the light enters your lens at 1.8, it softens that light, even if you're shooting in the sun, which is the whole goal. That's the airiness that we're trying to achieve. So if you're like, Brittany, I make sure my clients are in good light and they are in a good location, the difference might just be that you aren't shooting with a prime lens. Okay, so this might be the one thing that can totally change the game for you. So that's why I always recommend prime lenses. I have been shooting, so I'm gonna be real with you. My favorite lens is the 85mm 1.4. But y'all, since we've been quarantined and I've been just shooting my kids and like around the yard, I've been using my 50 1.8, which is the cheapest lens that I own. But for me, it does the job. It creates my light and airy style. It goes down to 1.8 when I want it to. And it's just a really, really good versatile lens. So let's go back. Light and airy style. Here's what we need. Light, open shade, which means we want to be in shade with no overhead above us, okay? When you're in shade, you can see the sky. That's open shade. The second thing is we need a light white background. I can't tell you how many times I would go on a wedding day and the bride has all of these like visions of where she wants to shoot. And I'm like, if you want the style that you have paid me lots of money to create, we're gonna have to shoot over here next to this blank white wall. And I promise you, we're gonna create beautiful images that are gonna focus on you. So a light white wall with a natural reflector. That's the location you wanna shoot in. And if you're in an open field, that's gonna create the same type of look, okay? Now, the third thing is the lens, which I always recommend prime lenses. It's going to create that light and airy feel with your low aperture, okay? You can start shooting at 2.0 with this lens, and if you're shooting one person, two people, you're totally fine. The lower the aperture, the better, and that's exactly what I teach in the Photography 101 course, and a bunch of other little tricks with aperture, but that's the main thing. If you're trying to achieve a light and airy photo, that's the thing that you want to try to do. Now, the fourth thing, and another thing that gets looked over time and time and time again, and I try to create tools and guides for you to help you with this, to help educate your clients, but the fourth thing that you want to make sure you do to help your style is the look. The look, what your clients look like, what your clients are wearing. If you do all the three things that I just taught you, you're in perfect open shade, you have picked the perfect location, there is a white wall behind you, you have a 50mm 1.8 lens on your camera or any kind of prime lens on your camera, you're like, Brittany, I'm ready to rock and roll, I'm gonna create the most beautiful light and airy image ever. But your clients show up in a red shirt and a black shirt. Are you still gonna be able to achieve that light and airy look that you're gonna post on your Instagram feed? Probably not. But if you do all the things and you send the style guide that teaches your clients, here are the colors that you can wear to help achieve the look that you're used to seeing in my work, like neutrals, whites, creams, grays, pastels like blush, baby blue. These types of colors are gonna really, really make or break your light and airy image. And the moment that I started sending my style guides to my clients and they actually showed up in light colors, it changed the game for me. It helped me create the light and airy look that I wanted for my portfolio, that I wanted for my social media, that I wanted for my overall brand. And from there, it grew. And it was game changing, you guys. Like the first time you send out a style guide to your clients and they show up, you're like, this actually works. Like Brittany was actually right. Y'all, the look is going to change the game for you. So light, location, lens, look, which means the colors your clients are wearing. I'm gonna say it again. If you want light and airy photos, you want neutrals, grays, whites. I always try to get my clients, if they're a family, I'm like, if one person can wear white, that's gonna change everything. Like if the little girl wears white, or dad wears a white button up, or mom wears a white dress, if one person wears white, it's gonna change the game. Whites, pastels, like it could be soft colors like blush, baby blue, a light green. Any of those colors are gonna be perfect for a light and airy style. Okay, this is the light and airy. I'm not talking about bold and beautiful. I'm not talking about dark and moody. I'm talking about light and airy. Those are the colors that you want your clients to wear. Okay, and you can totally educate them beforehand with a style guide. And the last and fifth thing you can do to create light and airy photos, and this is again another thing that is overlooked time and time and time and time again, is it doesn't start with an L. I was trying to think of a word that it would start with an L, but it just doesn't, and I'm just gonna go with it. Because the other four, light, location, lens, and look, all started with an L, and I was really proud of myself that I was able to do that. But the fifth thing, are you ready? The fifth thing that's going to change the game for your light and airy photos is a reflector. I bring this little guy with me everywhere I go. He has a handle, he's cute, he's little. I can fold him up into a little circle like this. And watch, I want you to watch the shadows on my face. He fills in my shadows for me. He basically takes, there we go. He basically fills in all of my imperfections on my skin. Because here's something that shadows do. Shadows define your imperfections. They define your dark circles. They define if you have uneven skin tone. They define, like, that's what shadows do. Which shadows are great, and I don't hate shadows, but if you want light and airy photos where your skin is glowing and your portraits and the people and your clients just look like they are angels, this thing right here is what's gonna do that for you. Okay, so here is my face. There's a window, I'm sitting in my kitchen and there's a window right next to me. So the light is coming this way. Watch the shadows on my face. Whoop. Watch my dark circles under my eyes. Okay, so here's what's happening whenever I add a reflector to my shooting workflow. The sun is coming this way, okay? The sun is coming this way, and if you watched the training last week, I taught you how the sun works. Light is beating at a very, very fast pace, like billions of miles a second. I don't know. I don't remember 5th grade science. And it's bouncing off of whatever is in front of it. So if it's green grass, guess what is going to reflect back in your face? Green. If you're standing in front of a red barn, guess what's going to happen? Guess what color is going to reflect back into your face? Red. But with a white reflector, the light that's bouncing back is a white clean, soft, light, and airy light. Okay, so no reflector, whoa. Reflector, ah. This little guy is going to change the game for you if you're trying to create light and airy photos. So if I'm shooting and we're outside, I'm not outside today because it is like freaking hot. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna do this outside and then I walked outside for 2 seconds and I started sweating. I was like, no. Okay, so if I'm shooting a person, a senior, a family, a bride, and I'm holding my reflector with my left hand just like this, and my camera is like this, and I'm outside, guess what the sun is going to do? The sun rays are going to fall on this reflector really fast. If you know how fast the sunlight, let me know, because I don't. Okay, it's gonna come really fast, and it's going to bounce a clean white light, filling up these shadows underneath our chin, underneath our eyebrow bone right here, underneath our nose, because when we're outside, the sun is coming down. And if we have a reflector, it's basically going to fill any of those shadows, creating that light and airy look. And guess what? Not only will you create a light and airy look, your clients are going to freaking love you, because they're gonna be like, oh my God, I've never looked this good in my entire life. I'm gonna actually put this back in front because I feel like I just look better. There we go. I'm just gonna hold on to him right here. I've never looked so good in my entire freaking life. I'm now hiring you for everything I will ever do ever again, because you make me look like a queen. And it's just this little trick. I think this thing costs like 30 bucks on Amazon. It's just a white I think it's like a 35-inch reflector with a handle, and that's it. And this is the final secret of what I do to create light and airy photos. And I'm gonna go over them one more time, and then we're gonna end the training, okay? So, number 1, make sure that you're in good light. Your clients are in open shade. I am loving these hearts and thumbs up because I feel like we have like had a breakthrough today. So, we are in good light, open shade. We are in a good location, which means we are in front of a light colored wall, a light colored building, white steps at the Capitol building. We are in our driveway that has really, really nice depth. Okay, we're in a good light, good location. We have a prime lens on our camera, which means, I'm loving these hearts, which means our aperture is really low, which is going to lighten our light, the sunlight that's coming in, and it's also going to create that airiness, that bokeh, that creamy dreaminess that you see in the light and airy photos. We're also going to make sure that our clients show up with light colored clothing, neutrals, white, grays, khakis, creams, and then blush, soft greens, baby blues, those kind of colors, okay? Because the look is everything. You can't do all the 3 things, light, location, and lens, and then have them show up in black and red and orange. It's just not going to create that same light and airy look. And then the last thing is this guy, a reflector. Why? Because it's going to create that airiness. It's going to fill up any of those shadows that might be caused by our nose, by our eyebrow bone, by our chin with our neck. It's going to fill in those shadows and create that airiness, okay? So, I'm putting this back. That is my 5 secrets to creating light and airy photos. And here's the thing. You don't need a preset when you do all these things, because you're going to get that beautiful image in camera. You don't need a preset, but guess what? It's a bonus. It's like that extra icing on the cake. You've built the cake, you've made the cake's delicious. When you put the icing on top, that's what the preset does. Okay, it changes the greens, it changes the yellows, it brightens the whites, it puts more depth in the dark colors. And that's all the preset does, but you don't need one. But guess what? If you do the 5 things and you add it, it's like, boom, perfection. So I hope this training helps. I see a ton of questions, and I want to now just tell you guys really quickly, like, y'all, we have 445 people in the Photography 101 group. In the course, over the last 6 months since it's been released, 45 people. And I hope you guys are seeing their transformations, because this little lesson that you just learned, if you got anything out of it, this is like this much that's in the Photography 101 course. This much. And this week until Friday, I'm taking $200 off. It's $397. And if you have talked to any of the course students, they're saying I would have paid $2,000 for this course, because it beats getting a associate's degree in photography. It beats getting a bachelor's degree, which is $40,000. Like, y'all, the course right now is $397. It's going to be this price until Friday, and then it's going back up to $597. And I'm not apologizing for the $597 price, because I know the value and the worth that is in this course, and I'm not changing it. It's never going to be $200 ever again. That was for the quarantine survival. This is the lowest price this course will be, $397. And yeah, we're going to do promos throughout the year. But if you have the time, the means, the passion, the drive to know how to use this thing, to know how to use this thing, to know how to shoot and edit, to know what to do to start your business, if you want my preset and a whole editing module to learn how to use my preset, you need the course, hands down. And I'm super passionate about this course, because I have seen freaking lives changed. I've seen businesses blossom. I've seen people who are looking at retirement. They are in college. They are moms of 10 kids. They are nurses and teachers. I've seen every single type of woman you could possibly think of take the course over the weekend and have a new passion and drive for their life. They have a new purpose. They have like that spark back. They take the course, they do the images, and they post it on their Facebook, and guess what? People are asking them to take pictures. It's crazy. And like, that's why I'm so freaking passionate about this course. I love all of my courses, but this is the foundational course, y'all. This is it. And if you can get into this one, and you can apply what I teach you, and you can change the settings and do the AIS system and find the awesome light and learn how to shoot in the sun and learn how to shoot inside and learn how to shoot in overcast and all the things, and you apply it and you do it, like, the possibilities are endless for where you can go with your business. I would have never in my life thought 4 years ago, after reading the manual, that I'd be sitting right here, making the kind of money that I'm making, living the life that I'm living, in the home that I'm living in. I would have never ever thought that this would be even remotely possible. But it all started with learning how to use this thing. This was the tool that I used to get me out of my miserable mom funk that I was in. This is the tool that I used to create a life that I actually love, to have a career that I actually love doing, to serve people that actually appreciate me. This is it. This is the tool. And I figured out how to use it. I figured out what to do with light. And guess what? It changed my freaking life. And if I can do it, I suck at technology. Y'all, like, I suck at technology. I am not tech savvy whatsoever. If I can do it as a freaking like hot mess mom, as like most of my community thinks of me as, if I can do it while potty training the twins, while nursing a newborn, getting pregnant again with the fourth one, I promise you, you can do it too. I promise you. And I literally teach you every single thing you need to know. There is a girl in our group, I can't remember her name. She went to college for photography. She took my course and she's like, I've learned more in the shortest amount of time with this course than I ever did with my college degree with photography. Like, that gives me freaking chills. So this course, if you use the code BB200, that's the coupon code, and that's going to last until Friday at noon. If you use the code BB200, I'm slashing $200 off. $200 off to help you. So now that it's not $597, it's now $397. Change your life for $397. Like, this weekend, you could finish the course. So that is my plea to you to help you. That is my here is a lifeline. Let me help you create a life you love with this thing. So, whew, I'm feeling good today, y'all. Okay, I am going to go back to make sure I don't miss any kind of questions. The training's done, so if you need to hop off, if you want to go hop into the course, I'll post the link here in a second. Enter the code BB200, or Katie, if you're on here, if you can, if Katie and Ashley can post the link, we'll post it in the comments, and you can get the course today in your inbox for $397. Nikon or Canon, I'm looking at getting a DSLR for the first time. I love my Nikon. It is super sharp, the focus is spot on, and it's super easy to use. All right, let's keep going, see if I see any more questions. Do you have any tips to shoot light and airy for someone that wants whimsical images? She loves fairy tale looks. Yes, everything that I taught you today is going to get you that whimsical looking images, which actually I've asked my Facebook page, like my personal page, like, how would you describe my style? Whimsical was like one of the top answers, which is funny because it was never like, I was never like, I want a whimsical look. But that's what people think of me as when they look at my work. If you have a kit lens and don't use them, what's the best way to get rid of them? Sell them as fast as you can. I sold my kit lens with my crop frame camera, I think for like $300, and I used that $300 to buy me a full frame D750 and a 50mm 1.8. It didn't cover the whole cost, but it did help a lot. Can I watch this later? Absolutely. How do I adjust this for my light jewel tone style? I think we may have decided it was light and bright. You would do the same thing. They would just wear jewel tones, right? So if you like the bright and airy look, your clients would just wear bright colors, but do everything else, the light, the location, the lens, the reflector, and just have your clients wear jewel tones. If you want to create a light and moody style, do all the things except your clients wear like browns and navies and just darker colors. That's how this works. That's the beauty of this 5-step system, is if you do all the things and you just have your clients wear a different color, it's going to help create that airy style. Okay. Yes, Christina. The best part of light and airy is that you can also have colors in it. My style is more light and airy with colors. Yes, absolutely. I have tons of clients who like those bolder colors, but because I have light backgrounds, I shoot wide open, and I have my reflector, it still creates that light and airy style with just that like pop of color. I just got my reflector and parks are starting to open. Yes, girl. I just got my reflector. Yay! Y'all, the reflector is game changing. Rich reflector is that, I can post a link in the comments. I think it's just like the Last-A-Light 33-inch, 35-inch. It's a triangle reflector. It looks like this, triangle reflector, and it has a handle, which is awesome. And it also has like a little hand grip here, so I can like stick my fingers in it like that. It's really, really nice. I love it. And it was very inexpensive. My brand of camera, I shoot with Nikon. I highly recommend it. Yeah, I have another huge reflector that if you're in the BB coaching program, you saw the huge reflector for doing the flat lays. And I use that for like indoor stuff if I'm ever like shooting headshots or things that like this little one's just not big enough for. Just finished the 101 course and it was amazing. 101 is game changing. Invest in yourself. It's amazing. I would have paid $2,000. I just finished the 101 course and it's amazing. Get the 101. Seriously, get it. Not done, but get, you really need the one-on-one course, y'all. Like, that's the magic, y'all. Like, I can't express enough how much you need it. Like, listen to these girls. You guys need the one-on-one course. I'm currently unemployed because of COVID and times were tough, but it was the perfect time to invest. You won't regret this. Here's the link. Thank you, Katie. $200 off. You can click that link and get it in your inbox today. When you were holding that reflector, you held it under your camera. Is that how you would hold it if I was shooting? Yes. So if you think of it this way, you want to hold the reflector, and I can do a whole nother video on this. You want to hold the reflector opposite of where the light's coming down. So right now I'm inside and there is light coming through this window. So if you see the shadow on my face, the light's coming in. I want to hold the reflector opposite of where the light is coming to fill those shadows. If we were outside doing a session, the sun is coming down because the sun's up here, right? So the light's coming down, which means I would want to hold the reflector here opposite of the sun because the sunlight's coming down and the light's going to bounce back up, filling my client's shadows underneath their chin, underneath their nose, underneath their lips, underneath their eye sockets, underneath their eyebrows. It's gonna fill in those shadows, creating that airy look underneath their chin, nose, eyebrow bone. That makes sense. So it's gonna create more of an airy look. So hope that helps and answers your question. Yeah, this thing, y'all, is really, really, really gonna help, even no matter what style you're in. Even if you're in a light and moody, even if you're bright and bold, the reflector is game changing. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pop off. I really hope you got something out of this free training. Let me know if you did. That really helps me know if I need to keep doing these things for you guys. At the end of the day, I'm doing it for you. It's not because I have unlimited time. It's definitely not that reason. I just ultimately, like, I just want to see you succeed. I want to see you grow, and I want to see you just follow your heart and chase your dreams at the end of the day. Like, get out of your life-sucking job if you can use this as a tool to do it. Remember who you are again. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you've just like lost who you are and you're miserable, this can be a happy medium, a tool that you can use to get out of the house for a couple of hours here and there, make some money so you can start going on date nights with your husband again. That's literally why I started this. It's because I was just sick and tired of having one income. I was sick and tired of forgetting who Brittany was. And I never wanted to feel like that ever again. And I used this to get me out of it. And it completely changed my life beyond anything I ever would have imagined. So I love you guys. Go and work on finishing up the posing course because I feel like that's going to be my favorite right after the one-on-one. Go and finish up the posing course for you guys. And if you have any questions, you can just comment below and I will see them later on. But I love you. I hope you have a great day and I'll talk to you soon.